So Andrew, you had your first farm assessment. How did it go?
I won't deny I was kind of crapping myself with getting WorkSafe in. You think you're doing stuff, but you still don't know what somebody's going to see. So then I got to as I was getting closer and closer to the day, I thought, well, let's just treat this as Ron will see some stuff. Let's treat it as, hey, I'm going to learn some stuff here.
Ron, when you come on farm, for example, we'll use Andrew as an example.
Yep.
How do you find most farmers react?
I think there's a bit of uncertainty in what to expect, and like Andrew, I think that people are reluctant until they realize that we're there to help rather than hinder.
What was interesting, we had a really good day, and we walked around the farm. We looked at sat down in the kitchen, looked through what I'd done, the paperwork, the maps, etc.
Yep.
Then we went for a look around the farm, and it was just really interesting because you saw stuff that I didn't see.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as in the wash-up, how did you find it? Was it beneficial?
Yeah, there's some stuff there that I hadn't thought about, like, and one of them was guarding along greater than a metre height or along the front of wool sheds, where we load our bales of wool out, and I haven't got the guards there. When I actually look at the wool sheds, they've actually got, on the landings, 3 of the spots had areas where we can make the guarding and just slip it in. So it had been designed that way. Or
At one time there probably was there.
And one time it probably was there, and it's not there now. So it's not going to be a hard thing to remedy. So I had that to fix or get better. We got the has no calculator, which had the chemicals in the lockable shed, but it was the has no calculator about what was.
There was no inventory.
No inventory there basically. So I got to get that. And remind me what the third thing was again.
Our safety data sheets.
Safety data sheets with the chemicals that are on farm.
Yeah, it's a lot of good farmers get caught like that. Don't worry about it, Andrew. Some of us been there. As far as the end product, though, it was beneficial. It wasn't a huge strain on both yourself and your pocket.
No, it was no strain at all on my pocket. It was half a day spent out. We come and did the 2 farms, and it worked out real good. We had a yarn at the end of the day saying, hey, look, how could we actually roll this out for other guys in a sort of a non-confrontational manner?
That's right.
Because I didn't, well, as I say, I was cracking myself, but I didn't view it as confrontational. You always want to be good at what you do, and when somebody tells you you're not going to get it right, you worry. Yeah.
So how would you say we should spread the word? Because quite often other farmers say to me, how bad is it? It's not bad at all. Like you, I thought it was going to be intrusive. It wasn't. It's beneficial. How do we roll it out and make sure all our farmers get on board?
What do you reckon, Ron?
And I don't apologize for the enforcement side of things, but I would rather go out and get people thinking about health and safety.
Yeah. I suppose what I realised on that day is, and I said it before when we came out of the beef and lamb workshop, a lot of these farmers are doing this stuff anyway.
Yes.
They just haven't formalised it, and that was like the has no calculator.
That's right.
You got it all away in a shed, and you know where everything is, and you're keeping an eye on it, but you just haven't done that formal side of things. So it's actually just trying to work out the steps that make that, what needs to be done formally, make it nice and easy.
The documental side of things,
yeah.
Because we do it with ag chem, with animal health.
Yep.
For example, you get a line of lambs in, drench them, you take note, because we have to, of what we've dosed those lambs with and when. And I suppose it's no different to any other thing we do on farm.
Yeah, I suppose I found it kind of confusing because I don't do the spraying. I just have the chemical on farm for the spraying contractor, and he knows that he uses 5 litres out of that thing or whatever. So then I've got to come back and do it. So that's where the stuff where I probably wasn't close enough to what was happening.
Right. But there again, it gets back to having that communication with that contractor.
Yep.
And doing a wash up at the end of your spraying contracting. To figure out what you have or have not used.
Yep. Yeah. And the other big thing is, another set of eyes on a farm. That's, when we did the farm map at this place, we grabbed the neighbour. So WorkSafe guys like yourself, Ron, are just another set of eyes.
Absolutely.
We used the example in the wool shed the other day. I'd been dipping sheet with extinosad there. I just forgot I'd put the container up on the wall. It should have been in the lockable area. Ron picked it up. I would have walked past it 100 times and never seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that one was empty?
One of them was.
But no, I thought all in all it was a good day. Yeah. No notices were written. We had some verbal directives regarding the HASNO side of things, handrails.
Yep.
But I'm confident that it's going to be sorted out. So
Well, that was the other thing I left today, and I did say to you, I'm not going to lose any sleep over this. I'll get this done. There's going to be nobody sharing in that shed for a while.
that's right.
We'll get that done when the next time the local engineer can get out and do it.
Yep.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like I was under any pressure. By the same token, what was interesting, Ron, if I had an accident, now, irrespective of whether you'd been on or whether you hadn't been on, I would still be in the same situation.
That's right.
Yeah, so this I thought was a great way to prevent what could potentially be a challenging situation if I didn't address it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think from the WorkSafe's point of view, is you would rather see an assessment inspector at your place than an investigator.
That's what I'd much rather see.
Absolutely.
And if WorkSafe could, and you were good because you came out and it wasn't a compliance audit as such, it was an assessment. So if guys can view it in that lens, it's great. It's really beneficial.